Are handgunners any good? Faith, steel, and gunpowder. These are the pillars of the Empire of Man. The handgunners are such a basic and fundamental demonstration of the third. It will serve as my baseline for all gunpowder units going forward. Let's take a closer look downrange. Please like, subscribe, comment, and consider donating through my Ko-Fi page or any other way. Thank you for helping me help you. Handgunners have 90 entities on Ultra and cost 600 gold to recruit for an even 150 gold upkeep. Health is 6,210 across the unit for 69 per entity. Armor is 20, leadership is 50, speed is 33. These numbers may sound very standard because they are. Melee attack is 16, attack interval is 4.3, no splash damage. Melee attack is 17, which I mentioned because one must measure this against skeleton warriors and zombies at times. Weapon strength is 24, split between 21 base and 3 armor piercing, which isn't as horrible as the melee attack. Charge bonus is 4, and mass is 90. Now for the fun part, ranged. Ammunition is, but of course, 22 volleys. Range is 145 by default, and I want to emphasize this because it is between archers and crossbowmen, but it's closer to the crossbowmen than the archers. Missile damage is 17, split between base 5 and armor piercing 17, with a reload time of 13. Total accuracy is the bog standard 20 to begin with a calibration distance of 100 meters and a calibration area of 1.8 meters, which means that 100 meters or below, a shot spread will be somewhere within 1.8 meters, around 5 feet in any direction. Point being, it's fairly accurate in relative terms. You have some hope of hitting grim single entity targets when you really need to. In the Red Lord line skills, Pistol Core is your friend, granting a maximum of plus 20% ammunition and plus 8% missile strength. Rank 7 handgunners benefit from Sharpshooter, offering plus 12% missile strength, 10% reload time reduction, and 15% missile resistance, which is great because being shot by archers that fire faster is one of the main threats to this thinly armored unit. Now, here's the thing, the Empire doesn't have a Warlock Engineer or a Gunnery Wight. Most gains mid-battle are going to come from magic. The regular buffs are strong, the rank 7 ones are really strong. That's what you get. Of course there's the tech tree too, and these Empire rework buffs are also simple and strong. Mass-produced small ammunition grants plus 10% ammunition. Not every lord will have the redline buffs, but it's a long battle if handgunners of all units are running out of ammo. Except for this. Volley fire grants a reload time reduction of 15%. That means a fully buffed out handgunner unit is going to go through the extra ammo 25% faster. Moreover, rifled barrels grants plus 10% missile strength across the board, meaning that maxed out handgunners are doing 30% more damage, 25% faster, with 30% more ammunition than base. Simple and strong. Also note that handgunners are infantry, so over time they benefit a lot from the buffs to infantry units generally, like recruit rank bonuses, recruitment cost reductions, 5% extra speed, 15 extra armor, little stuff but it adds up. Now, how do you use handgunners? Here, I want to say something for future reference down the road, because I've heard the whining and bleedings about some complaints that gunpowder is difficult to use. Now, compared to archers or crossbows, this is absolutely correct. You need holes in your line, or positioning at the flanks, or a no-line piece of formation where you have a qualified hero, like an Empire Captain, slowing the enemy down just enough, or a light wizard with a clutch net spell. Something. Anything. Moreover, what you truly need is line of sight. Before battle, when setting up troops, move your camera close to the ground and look forward. If there's a hill obstructing your sight, that hill is a place your handgunners should either be on or should be far behind of. Elevation isn't infinite, but long story short, you should be either shooting across flat land, slightly down, or slightly up, at most. 145 meters isn't super short. If it takes being 200 meters away from the hill to get a nice, clear shot, then that's what you do, because you'll be shooting at that hill, not racing up it in melee. Ideally, you want the other side's troops not to have a downhill charge bonus on your own people, but you do you. When artillery is a consideration, there's a real-life war technique, with a fancy name I won't use here, that deliberately concedes the high ground so that people popping over a hill are exposed to your fire. Your artillery can hit the hill, but their artillery can't hit you behind it easily. Of course, in real life there's no battlefield spells, so be aware of that. Magic is not something handgunners are safe against. On the other hand, handgunners are relatively cheap. You will lose some, it is inevitable. You just get into a position where replacements aren't that difficult to obtain. Tactically, handgunners are reliable anti-armor, and that makes them your go-to units for inflicting what I call the handgunner tax. You won't necessarily kill single entities outright with them when they charge, but you will exact a heavy toll, making it that much easier, but no trivial task, to finish them off up close. That's what heroes are for, though. Handgunners have enough range and none of the regular line-of-sight issues to clear the skies of aerial opponents, even robustly armored ones. To a fair extent, it's one of their key jobs. It might be annoying or difficult getting line of sight to rake units, but flying opponents can get mauled badly. This works both ways, especially with lower rate of fire than the old days. They will dive you. Finally, speaking of raking, Sigmar help a committed infantry force that gets flanked by handgunners. One of the biggest problems of the unit generally is that low-tier infantry tends to all come with shields. You rejoice when you see ones that don't, like Black Ark Corsairs, well, to an extent. Flanking eliminates that nuisance and lets you pow-pow your way to power and victory. That is the zen of the handgunner. Take care, and have fun riddling heavily armored knights with holes all day and night.